G'day all and welcome to the South African lawn. Lekker mense, welcome to another video on the Kikuyu and on our way to winter. As you can see, these leaves are discoloring, some of them are starting to fall, and I can feel just by standing here with the kortmo hem that it's really starting to get a little bit frizz and fresh, you know. I feel it's a little bit cold. So today we're going to tackle some of the weeds. Why now? It's not really too late, but before it really gets cold, I want to try and nail some of these weeds that are present in my lawn right now. Why? Because I don't want to sickle with them next year or next growing season. You know, it's kind of weird because it feels like next year for the lawn, but it's just the growing season. Okay, so before the winter I want to try and tackle them, and I've got some weeds present, especially in the shaded areas. I've got a million of these oxalis. That seems to be my lawn's, all of them's problem, oxalis. And I can clearly see in the thick Kikuyu, that's the thing, it's not, maybe not so lacquer to mow it, but when it's this thick, it really suppresses weeds quite well. So we're going to look at how I'm going to tackle the weeds, mainly in that area. There's some other broadleaf stuff also present right here in this Kentucky bluegrass area. I know one of the subscribers last said about 9 months back, hopefully in the next video that white cable that's lying there will be sorted out. It's still not, it's still there. So yeah, the thinned out bluegrass area has also got a ton of weeds. So we're going to try and sort some of them out today. And let's just talk of why is there so many weeds? Because it's very shaded here. We've got trees and they growing quite thick and lush, so it's very dappled shade, and also the wall provides a lot of shade, and that's why this grass in this area especially is thinned out, and it's causing a lot of weeds to spring up here. Let's tackle them. Okay, lekker ouens, what are we applying today? We are applying Super Lawn Weeder. And the beginners, put up your hand right there. Nobody can see you at home. You don't have to be embarrassed. I'm also a little bit of a flippin' noob. So guys, what are we applying here today? This is Super Lawn Weeder. What is the things that we need to look out for when we are shopping for herbicides to control these weeds in our lawn? Okay, so the first thing, if you walk into builder's warehouse and you look at the product with the herbicides on, you want to try and stay away from the products that says pave weeder, effective weed and grass control. Those things normally have things like glyphosate in it. You want something that normally says lawn weeder, or something that says in the description for the control of broadleaf weeds in lawns. Those are the things you want to look at, because those other pave weeders, they normally will kill your lawn as well. They kill the weeds, but they also kill the lawn. So you want to be very careful not spraying that stuff on your lawn. Okay, so back to the technical stuff here, Owens. What does Super Lawn Weeder mean? If we look closely, we've ,got some active ingredients right there. And the first one is dicamba dimethylamine salt, 120 grams per liter. As well, we've got 2,4-D phenoxyderivate diethylamine salt, 180 grams per liter. It's getting real scientific here and I flippin' love it. The last thing we've got in here is MCPA, phenoxyderivate dimethylamine salt. Okay, so that's what we've got in here, guys, and that, you know, I love it when it gets so scientific, because it means that we're moving our minds in the right direction as to understanding what kills these weeds and what doesn't kill my lawn. Okay, so talking about what kills the weeds and doesn't kill the lawn is also what stands inside here. And always when you spray something, read the label. That's why they put this label on here. It's for you to read, okay? And that'll tell you how many milliliters of this product you put in how many liters or milliliters of water to effectively control the weeds. If you go double, triple, quadruple the rate, you will probably kill your lawn or hurt your lawn as well, because it doesn't mean because it kills weeds, now my lawn is like, yay, I love this weeder. No, it's not like that. It also doesn't like it. It just, at a certain rate, it doesn't hurt your lawn as bad. So read the flippin' label. Let's read the label. Let's gooi it in the tank and let's spray it out. Lekker. All right, guys, so before we mix and spray our products, there is some addition. So a couple of months back, I got sent this thing in the mail. It popped up here at my house. Boom! Mary, here's mail for you. And at first I didn't know what it was. And then I had a look inside. So I got a sticker from the Aussie lawn. The Aussie, you know, it's probably the Aussie lawn. I don't know how they say it, but we call it the Aussie lawn. Okay? So thanks Brenton for sending this one out to me. Guys, be sure to check out his channel. Also Southern Hemisphere YouTube channel, very, very relevant to South African, you know, lawners. Because we deal with the spring in the same time, the winter the same time, all those type of things. And they also deal with grass types very similar to ours. So very, very cool sticker here, all the way from Australia. Where are we going to put this? Let's put it on top here somewhere. Yeah, there. Oh, beauty. And then another addition will be my very own. I've had these stickers for so many months, and finally now filming a video with my sprayer. Where will I put mine? Probably here in the middle somewhere, because it's the South African lawn sprayer. Right about there. So how cool is that, Owens? New additions to the Aussie lawn, South African lawn. I've also got one from the Americas and another one from Australia, Mr. Lawn Tipsy Tips. Very cool. Thank you so much, Brenton, for sending that out. Let's get to mixing. Right, so when you open up the label here, it will tell you what your ratio is of chemical to water ratio, you know. So right here it says weeds on sports fields, fairways, parks and lawns. So that's what we've got here. It's not a bowling green or whatever. It says 5 to 7 liters per hectare, or 50 to 70 mils per 4 liters of water. 50 to 70 mils per 4 liters of water. Right in here I've got 5 liters of water, which is far too much for this area, but I've also got some weeds to spray out at the back. So I'm going to mix approximately 5 liters. So we need, I would say, about 70 mils for a dead set. Yeah, 70 mils would be a appropriate amount. This is 50. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to go 75. I could go all the way up to about 90. Okay, so there I've got 75 mils of this product, not more. We can rather do, you know, follow-up applications. In my tank, which I've already pre-filled with water, and I've also added a surfactant. Okay, so if you don't have a surfactant, just gooi dishwashing liquid, guys, sunlight liquid, just throw it in there. It breaks the surface tension and it helps the chemical to cling onto the plant. Okay, all right, so just a couple of troubleshooting pointers here. If your mix here is not effective on the weeds, there's a couple of things to look at, and most of the time it doesn't involve going at a higher rate. Okay, so firstly is your follow-up application. So you spray, and then about 3 weeks later you'll see if there's new weeds emerging, and then apply again at the very same rate or even a lower rate. Do not exceed this amount. It will probably burn and hurt your grass. Okay, the next one is, are you spraying when the leaf blade of that weed is dry? Okay, so effectively if you're spraying while it's dewy, you're diluting it even further. So let's say you're spraying 10 mils of product on a square meter and there is 10 mils of dew on that area's leaf blade surface. You're diluting it by half, so you actually have a half as strong product sprayed onto that area. So make sure that the leaf blade is dry. It will really decrease the effectiveness if the leaf blades are wet. Another thing to take into consideration, which is not as big of a thing, is that weed actively growing. Okay, so in the winter months, when the summer weed is dormant and it's still sitting there, it's normally not actively taking up the chemical. So just make sure that it probably won't emerge then, it's not as big of a thing, but make sure you're spraying it while that leaf blade is active. Okay, another thing is mowing before and after your application is not a good idea. So you want to leave that leaf blade to be exposed. So firstly, you don't want to cut off the leaf blade or leave it scarred, you know, cut off the weed, half of the leaf blade. And secondly, you don't want to mow afterwards. You want to give it time for that chemical to soak into that leaf blade, or that leaf blade to take in the chemical. So I would say a day before and a day after is always a good guideline to leave your lawn and your weeds to grow before cutting them off. And the last thing I want to mention is that chemical suitable for the weed that you are treating? If you don't see an effective result and you kind of think that you followed everything as good you can, make sure that the weed that you're working with, most of the broadleaf weeds are tackled under especially this type of herbicides, but make sure that the thing that you want to remove is actually covered by the herbicide that you are using. Okay guys, so I'm just going to mix it up nicely. I want to keep my nozzle at approximately knee height, and then I also want to make sure that I've got as fine of a droplet as possible. If it is a little bit windy like today, maybe make your droplets a little bit like bigger so it doesn't mist and drift as much onto your flower beds and places you don't want your herbicide. But you know, in this area it's not too bad, so I'm going to keep it to like between a droplet and a mist size. You know, it just needs to be a very fine droplet size. So I just want to show you that this is more or less what I'm aiming for right here. Also, another thing is, if you've treated an area, move on. Guys, you'll really hurt your lawn if you stay at one spot for too long and over apply the chemical. You want to avoid that. Guys, and boom, just like that I've sprayed it, and hopefully I will control these weeds effectively before we strike winter again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you caught a couple of pointers, and I hope you enjoyed looking at my Kikuyu lawn. I must say, it looks fantastic. With all this rain, it's a little bit overgrown once again, and especially with my baby boy being born 3 weeks back. I've not had so much time to spend on mowing and weeding and all these type of things, I must be honest with you. Just have a look at how flippin' terrible that looks. There is weeds everywhere. I need to really get back to getting my things done in the yard. But yeah, such is life, and I'll just have to deal with it now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, invest in a good sprayer and don't make these tasks too daunting for yourself, because I find that that's when you don't want to do it. When your equipment works well, you're motivated to do it, and it doesn't feel as daunting of a task to do these weeding, mowing, all these type of things. When you enjoy it, you're going to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and also smash into the like button. It really helps these videos rank up in YouTube. Thanks for watching. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.